Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi everyone. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. I can see we've already got some people jumping to the audience, I think. So I'm Chris. Hi everyone. We're here today to celebrate the launch of ELTOC at ELT Online Conference. How are you doing, Ben and Rue?
Great.
Doing well. Thank you, Chris.
Really excited.
Good. No, very much looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic. I can see we've got some people in the audience already. Where is everyone joining us from? Do let us know in the comments. We've got teachers from all over the world following these events, and it would be really great to let you know, to let us know where you're all from. So yeah, just drop a comment and let us know where you're joining us from. I'm here in Oxford today. How about you two?
Also in Oxford.
I'm actually in Cambridge. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's a small university just in the kind of damp marshes on the edge of England. Some people might have heard of it. Not sure.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And yes, so we're here to celebrate the launch of the ELT online conference for those of you just joining. I'm kind of working behind the scenes. I'm responsible for a lot of sort of the website stuff and setting up some conference stuff and getting things ready. Rue, I think you're running parts of the event itself.
I am, yes, on the back end. So I'm here to answer any questions that people have, and happy to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
And Ben, you're going to be actually on screen.
I'm going to be talking soon, later this morning, and I'm also I'm doing various things. There's also a debate which I'm chairing later. So
Exciting.
very much involved.
I'm excited, Ben.
I'm also just distracted by the messages coming through where people are
I
calling
know.
from. There's some
I know. We've
fantastic
got
places.
Loads of people.
Everywhere
Vietnam,
from.
We have
Yeah.
a good palette
Morocco,
out here.
Nepal, all over the
Moldova.
place. Greece, Poland,
Wow.
loads of people.
Even
Morocco.
Croydon, I suppose.
That's closer. So yes, for anyone just joining us, we're here to celebrate our ELT online conference. Just a question for everyone in the audience. Has anyone attended ELTOC already? Has anyone been to all the ELTOCs we've run, or is this your first time here? Let us know. I've been here from the start of ELTOC, so I've been at every single one of them.
This is my first time I'm going to ELTOC, so I'm really excited. I've always seen these, I've seen the kind of videos afterwards of ELTOC, but I've never attended one. And it's always impressed me the way there's a really nice mixture of things being really practical, but also new ideas, things to kind of get you excited, to get you thinking about things. Yeah, I love it.
And it's so interactive as well. We get loads of voices, which is really nice. Loads of people. Well, we can see them in the comments already.
Yeah. Jordan, fantastic.
So yes, we've recently started running ELTOC, our ELT online conference, 4 times a year now. So you're getting loads more events. And yeah, each ELTOC is filled with great webinars on topics like assessment, technology, learner agency, and loads more to really help you, apply these in your classroom and support your learners and just make the most of everything. So we're super excited to be sharing it with you today. The conference is going to be starting, I think, in just over an hour, possibly just under an hour now, actually. But if you've not registered yet and you want to join us, do click on the link in the description. We've also posted it in the comments. That'll take you to our website where you can register for ELTOC. And on that website, you'll see 4 blocks. Each block has different topics and different talks. So if you want the full ELTOC experience, register for all 4. I think one of them might already be full. So watch out for that. But yes, just follow that link if you want to join ELTOC and join all of the events. So now you know how to get in. And I'll mention that again later for anyone who joins us halfway through. But Ben and Rue, I've got a quick question for you. Which talks are you excited about?
Well, for me, I think the one I'm looking forward to most at the moment is the debate, because this is a debate about whether it's good to be giving tests to primary school children, and I always feel this is a topic which it's difficult to make your mind up on. There are times you think, well, it's really important to know how they're doing. How do we check? Is teaching going well? There's that side of it, but then you also feel they're at a stage where they just need to be exploring, to be enjoying learning. So I always feel uncertain about this. So I'm really interested. We've got two great people talking there. They're going to present the arguments on each side, and then there's going to be toing and fro. We're going to hear from all the people around the world who are also participating. So I think it's going to be really interesting and really helpful to hear that debate.
That's going to be really interesting. I think it's going to be interesting to see what people think and to see what the audience think as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what people say. Actually, what would be quite interesting, because it's good to know beforehand what people think. Does anyone in the audience have an opinion on this about whether primary school students should be taking tests? Let us know. Just drop a comment, and maybe we'll get some insights before. And then who knows? Maybe the event will change your mind, or you'll think the same thing. That'd be interesting. And Rue, what about? Also, before we jump to yours, Rue, I'm just seeing we've got several people saying they to two ELTOCs. We got someone earlier. Gerald said he'd been here for 3 consecutive years, so it's really great to see that people are coming back. That's fantastic. Rue, what about you? Do you have an event you're looking forward to?
Well, to be honest, I'm looking forward to all of them since this is my first ELTOC, so that's exciting. I think a lot of people here are already more experienced than I am, so that's very exciting to see. But
you're not alone though.
I'm not alone, and I want to know in the comments who else is here, for the first time, hasn't heard of it, or has attended maybe 1 or 2 blocks. I would love to know that in the comments. But yeah, I'm excited for Ben's debate. That's going to be very exciting. I'm excited for Heo's session tomorrow. That's not today, so that's tomorrow. If you haven't registered, it's on digital well-being, and I think it's very important to know what the learners or the teachers are going through. Because everything's so digital now, and to see how positively or negatively technology can impact you. And I think it's a very informative session, and I'm very excited to see how it goes.
It's funny when you're talking there about, I know you're talking about digital well-being, but talking about well-being, and I saw in the comments there was someone, Karam Ali, joining us from Pakistan, from Sindh. One of the areas, in fact, it's just come up there. Just affected by the floods and I always find it quite humbling when you see people who are obviously in difficult situations still seeing the value of joining an event like this to improve their teaching. So fantastic welcome, Mr. Ali, to ELTOC.
No, it's fantastic. Like, I love how we have people from all over the world, people from loads of different backgrounds, and as you say, it is very humbling seeing that. So I think it's probably my turn to go next. I should have had to think about this beforehand. I think actually, in terms of the one I'm looking forward to most, I'm actually really looking forward to your talk, Ben. Because I think that's going to be really interesting. So Ben is delivering a talk with our colleague Naomi on self-directed professional development, and that's going to be me and Ben have been working on some stuff to do with this in the background, which you will hear about soon, which I'm very excited about self-directed professional development. But essentially, it's all about being the captain of your own ship and taking control of your own professional development journey, defining what your needs are for your development, and how to get the most of that, I suppose, how to make sure that when you're pursuing professional development, you are getting the skills and knowledge that you need, you're getting the practical ideas that you want to apply in the classroom, and making sure that you're making tangible, sustainable changes to what you're doing. And I think it's just such an important topic because ELTOC is all about professional development, but this really underpins that. I mean, we can go to as many webinars as we want, but I think one of the important things is how do we then get the most out of that and how do we make sure it affects our practice and that it benefits our learners, I suppose. So I think really is kind of the foundation of everything. And I think this is one of our first times really addressing this about the best way to do professional development and get the most out of it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing more of that.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I mean, to be honest, Naomi is probably the main speaker in this. And I know one of the things she's going to be doing is kind of guiding people to think about how they can get the most out of the ELTOC event itself. And I think it's going to be really useful as a first session for the rest of the conference, definitely. I also want to point out there's been some nice comments coming through around the primary school testing and interesting things such as there should be some kind of test, but they shouldn't be the traditional pen and paper tests. So trying to be more imaginative, perhaps, about the way we assess people. And here, I think that was Gerald who made that comment. Someone called English Mania is thinking about how can make sure that it's still fun as learners. So
excellent name there, English Mania. I'm a big fan of that.
From Lebanon. Fantastic.
No, it's really great to hear though, getting these opinions of everyone else on what's coming up. And I hope you, Gerald and English Mania, I hope you both attend the talk and let us know what you think in the comments there as well. So yes, we've got all sorts of talks coming up. Though that's just a bit of a taste of some of the things we're going to be doing at ELTOC. But we've got loads of great speakers, loads of people who've spoken for us in the past, loads of people who've delivered webinars, a couple who've been on live streams like this before. So if you want to see everyone attend any of these talks and loads more, do go to our website. For those of you just joining us, there's a link to that in the description and down in the comments, I think. And what you'll find on there is you'll see there are 4 blocks. Each block has a different set of talks associated with it. So if you want the full ELTOC conference, do make sure to register for all of them. If you register for one and you attend, you will get a certificate as well. That's worth noting. Head to our website, register for whichever talks you want to go to, and then you can join us. You can join us shortly.
Excellent.
So I imagine we probably have to run soon. Ben, I think they probably need you at some point.
I've got to talk soon, and I feel it might be a bit rude not to turn up. So I think I will have to prepare and to get into that. I'm just someone has said, can they ask some questions?
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, before we jump off, because we've probably got a little bit more time. If you've got any questions about ELTOC, about any of the talks, about registering, do pop them in the comments. We'll make sure that we're answering those. You can also, if you have questions about specific talks when you're watching, you can ask those at ELTOC because it's very interactive. We'll have people replying to comments there. So do pop your comments here or in the comment box at ELTOC as well.
I'm also wondering, there's a number of people here who are looking, who must be looking at the schedule for the conference, and I'm wondering which ones they're picking out as being the ones they're looking forward to most.
Yes, I imagine. If anyone has any topics that they're particularly interested in or focused on, let us know. I'm opening the website now so that I can see if there's anything that pops up. So the other ones, including the ones we've mentioned, we've also got something on pronunciation for a global world. We've got something on reading skills. That one I think is going to be really interesting because it's all about reluctant readers and how do we support reluctant readers. And I think it's got a bit of a unique take because it's looking at the fact that sometimes reading is hard and we don't really acknowledge this. Sometimes that can actually be a benefit. We've also got assessment for learning, which is one of our staples, really important, how to do creative forms of assessment. And we've got other ones on topics like gender in ELT and how gender affects our ELT teaching and gendered language. And we've got a really interesting one in block 4, the end on Saturday. And that's to do with refugee teaching. And it's trauma-informed education. It's how to really support refugees in the classroom or anyone who's been through difficult experiences. So I think that's a really important one, and that's going to be really interesting.
There's a question there from Abdurrahman. Apologies if I'm mispronouncing your name. About motivating students, and this, of course, is one of the most common questions people ask. It's one of the challenges for teaching. Learning a language takes a long time, takes a lot of effort. In fact, Oxford has just released a video kind of talking about how difficult it is to learn a language, and keeping our students motivated is really challenging. And I think one of the reasons why it is challenging is because we are all individuals with all our different motivations and different interests. And so there isn't a simple answer which we can say, this is how you motivate them. But I think recognizing that everyone is different, and therefore you need to be thinking and trying different things all the time, is trying to understand what are the particular interests of different students, to recognize that they're not all the same. They're not all interested in a particular type of music or sport or something. There's always people with different interests, and you've got to have that variety is definitely part of it. But I think the other things which are really important is for people to have a sense that they are making progress, that they're working towards something which they want. And so being able to show how the particular lesson you are teaching that they are working on is actually helping them to do something which they really want, which may be to communicate in English. This is an important part. This is how it relates to that. So seeing the point of something, always being clear about what they're learning and why they're learning it is another part. And I think, there are lots of things. Many people who talk for hours about motivating. But I think the other thing is that people get demotivated very easily by negative feedback, by feeling that they're not going to get there. It's hard work and they're not going to get there. So in terms of the feedback that you give, you have to be using your judgment about what is the most useful bit of feedback, and not to be correcting every mistake that people make. Making sure that feedback is mixed with something positive, with constructive ideas about how they can improve. So think about how people can improve rather than just correction. But it's a massive topic. I don't know, if anybody else wants to throw in some other ideas. I'm sure there's lots of other ideas that relate to this.
I mean, I think that's really valuable, useful advice, and I think I think we don't have any talks directly digging deep into motivation at ELTOC this time around. But I know we do have a couple which relate to it, which is interesting. In the first block, so this is actually the one that we're about to start now. We've got one on reading, and it's about motivating reluctant readers. So I think that will be interesting. We've also got 2 others which I think are really interesting. In block 3, so that's going to be tomorrow. There's one on in making exam preparation engaging, and actually making sure that students are motivated and engaged, and actually get the most from their exam preparation. So that, I think, is very interesting across the board. And then you mentioned, Ben, the importance of feedback, and I think that is really so central, making sure that we give feedback that really supports learners and helps them make progress and really helps them move forward. And of course, in block 2, so that's actually this afternoon, that's at 4:40 UTC time today, we've got a talk on assessment for learning, and that will delve a lot into how to give effective feedback. So I think we've actually got a lot on at ELTOC that will help with motivation and supporting motivation.
Yeah, there's also, I think it's block 3, there's a talk by Andy Gow about learner agency.
Yes, of course, and giving learners that sense of control.
control. Yeah, which is also important. I mean, somebody, I didn't catch which country they're from, but someone said that, you know, they teach in university, they lecture to 300 students at a time, you know, and obviously that kind of situation, it's difficult. Yes, somebody found it quickly. Yes, innocent journey, and of course in that's, well, over 1,000. Sorry. Obviously, in that kind of situation, it's difficult. You can't kind of get to know your students in that. But again, I think variety, understanding people of different interests, but also being very clear about what they are learning, and trying to relate it to their own needs as well. How do you motivate slow learners while still utilizing your class time? Yeah, I mean, this, again, a very good question. It's also from Innocent, which is really about mixed ability classes. You know, every teacher, this is one of the big challenges as a teacher, is that your students are never all the same level, and the ones who are struggling will often be quiet. They need more attention, but you can't neglect the other students. And again, it's a big topic, a big area, which I can't kind of in a single sentence say, but that using things like group work and pair work, trying to have varieties of activities which work at different levels, then those are the kind of things that you're looking for to try and manage this. But yeah, it's a really good question, and I think it's a bit like you're saying, Chris. It's kind of embedded in some of the talks. There probably isn't one explicitly about it this time, but there will be, I'm sure.
It's really interesting seeing so many people comment on the motivation, because we're currently talking about the next ELTOC and what we want to cover there and what areas we want to cover. The fact that so many of you here in the comments are talking about motivation, if this is something you really want to hear about, do let us know, because then we can make sure that in future ELTOCs we are covering that. I did have one other comment I wanted to talk about, which is from Karam, where he's asking, how can we improve students' pronunciation being a language teacher, especially in rural areas? And I think this is actually really interesting, because in our first session at ELTOC, we have a talk on pronunciation for a global world, which I think that's directly relevant if you're registered for that. But in general, I would say for pronunciation, I think at Oxford, we're really focused on international pronunciation, on making sure that English isn't just about sounding like a native speaker. It's about communicating in a way that helps you be understood across the world. And there's a lot of accent bias out there where people think you need to speak with the right accent. And you don't. I think one of our arguments is if you want a native speaker accent, you can go for it, but you don't have to. And I think it's worth noting that all three of us have different accents. And it's about making sure that you're understood. So I would say we have a paper on this, actually, which you might find useful. You can access it on our website, and it's on pronunciation for a global world. And it has loads of interesting, useful advice. So I'd say, if you want more on that, go and take a look at that.
Yeah, I mean, this. I'm looking through lots of interesting questions. Another one here about best way to know whether the student really understood the lesson, and this, this is part of teaching, checking whether people have learned, so that then you can know whether to move on or whether you need to come back. I think, and there's reference here to CCQ and ICQ. I think those are concept questions, but I have to admit I'm not quite sure of those acronyms. But I think, yes, the sense of having checking questions all the time, just to be checking and interacting with your students as much as possible is clearly very important. You sometimes see it, and I sympathise with lecturers who've got 1,000 students, that it becomes more difficult to do this, but that using checking questions to just have an interaction and feedback is really important. Yeah.
I think we've got a question actually on here, which is about where the webinar's hosted. Ru, could you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, our webinar is actually hosted on Big Marker. Whenever you register for a block, you get a link that is personal to you. And then when you click on it, you can attend the webinar. And then you can, if, for example, registrations are full and if you're unable to attend a particular block, you can find the recordings on YouTube. So don't worry, you're not missing anything out, but definitely make sure that you put up your names for the waitlist so that for the next upcoming registrations, you know when and where to register.
And I think so. This one's on Big Marker, and I think
This
if
one's
you
on Big
register,
Marker.
if you sign up for the waitlist, because the waitlist you'll be the first to hear about future ELTOCs. You'll get emails to let you know when they're coming up. And I think the next one, the next ELTOC event, is going to be on Facebook. Am I right there?
Yes, it's going to be a live ELTOC. So very excited for that also.
That'll be good. That'll be good. 'Cause I think that'll be on this platform. So rather than just being
Yes,
on
it's
Big
going to be on
Marker.
the same. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, no, sign up for future events as well. Sign up for that waitlist, and you'll get to know whether when the next one's happening.
So you have to register for each block separately. That's the way it works, isn't it?
Yes,
that's right.
Okay.
And
So
I think, sorry.
I was just going to say, so it's possible if a block is full, then you can register on another block. It doesn't mean the whole event is full.
Yeah. There's 4 blocks, and you can register for each separately.
Right.
Mohammed has asked, could we watch the event on Facebook Live? So as Ru said, this ELTOC, the one that's about to start, that's happening on Big Marker, which you need to sign up for. And the reason for that is because it's got a lot of interactive features like polls and stuff, which we can't run on Facebook Live. So we run some of our ELTOCs on there so that we can get speakers. It's better for certain types of talk. So we run some of them on there for that. And then we're running another ELTOC in December?
In December, yeah. That's going to be on live.
And that one will be on Facebook Live.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, if you want to watch on Facebook Live, sign up for the waitlist and join us in December.
Natalia also asks about the stress of teaching in really their tragic situation there. And I think that might relate to, there's a talk in block 4 about trauma-informed education.
Yeah.
So I think, that might be one that's relevant to check. Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really good one. I think that addresses a lot of the as you say, Natalia, a lot of the tragic things that have been happening in the world, and because they are difficult things to approach as teachers. So I think that one will be quite helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Were you going to close off? I was just checking if there was one more question.
Oh, no. I was checking for another one. We keep getting them through. There's loads here. They're all really interesting.
Yeah. Where are there any websites where connect all the English from around the world, where we can collaborate and exchange our ideas in terms of teaching? I mean, within Oxford, is there a kind of platform for doing that?
I mean, I would say in terms of on our website, we provide a lot of resources. We provide a lot of the Oxford Teachers Club is fantastic. If you Google that, just Oxford Teachers Club, you can sign up for that. You get newsletters. You get loads of resources and free stuff. So we bring a lot of stuff together that we see around the world. If you want a platform for collaborating and exchanging ideas and talking to other teachers around the world, I would say you're on one. I would say our social media channels are probably the best ones that we host. We get loads of people writing in the comments, talking back and forth. So I think that's a great one. And then ELTOC itself as well, we get loads of interaction in the comments there, loads of people talking to each other. So yeah, if interacting with teachers around the world, I'd say those are 2 great platforms for it that we host. Right. In terms of whether we have anything else like a forum or anything, I don't think we do at the moment, but it's a really good idea and I'd really like one. So who knows?
Okay.
But yes, I would say so. At the moment, our social media is probably the best one that we offer.
Okay, actually, I'm going to have to run.
You're
my talk. Yeah,
you're going to be needed, or you're going to be late for it.
I know.
Okay, so I'll just wrap us up quickly then. So yeah, we've got to go get ready and actually start ELTOC. But just a final reminder: if you've not registered for ELTOC yet and you want more, you want to attend the talks, you want more information, go to our website. There's a link in the description and in the comments. On there, you can register for all 4 blocks of it. I actually think the first one has just filled up, so there's 3 left, but you can register for all of those ELTOC blocks, attend all of these great talks, hear all of these great ideas. So I think, yeah, make sure to hop onto our website and register now. Otherwise, we're going to dash. But just a final message that if you liked this live session today, make sure you like it. If you love the session, make sure you love it. And also, please do share it with people as well. If you know a teacher that really needs this sort of support in their life, then tag them in the comments. And this really does help us out. We really like reaching out to as many teachers as possible. We really like interaction, as you can see. We like comments. We like to be able to talk to you all and have you talk to each other. It's great having this wonderful online global community, and we're always seeking to support more teachers, reach out to more teachers. So yeah, please do share it. It really helps us out. And also, we want to make these sessions all about you, our teaching community. So do comment and let us know what you'd like us to talk about next. If there's a specific thing you want us to deliver a talk on at ELTOC or in a live stream, let us know, and we will take that into account. We're deciding topics for the next ELTOC really soon, so maybe it'll get in there. Make sure you're following us as well so you don't miss out on any of the sessions we've got coming up. We're at OUP-ELT Global on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And last but not least, a huge thank you to you, Ru and Ben, for joining us today. It's been great having you here. And thanks to everyone in the comments who's been really, really talkative. It's been great talking to you all.
Okay.
So just a quick question. This live stream is going to end, but if you go to our website, ELTOC at ELT Online Conference is just about to start. So you just need to register for that.
Okay.
Right.
See you all.
See you all there. Bye.
Bye, everyone, and good luck
Bye.
with your talk, Ben.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.